Welcome to Outdoor Oasis Ideas. Today, we're exploring how to create a stunning garden oasis using a variety of flower pots and plant containers in different sizes and styles. With the right combination of pots, plants, and layouts, you can design a lush, inviting outdoor sanctuary filled with color, texture, and life. A garden oasis built around potted plants offers unparalleled flexibility and creativity. Containers allow you to experiment with different plants, move them to suit the season or event, and create dynamic designs tailored to your personal style. Let's dive into practical tips and ideas for crafting a container garden that feels like an outdoor haven. Planning the layout of a container garden oasis. Designing a cohesive layout begins with envisioning how you want the space to feel. Consider the size and shape of the area you're working with, whether it's a spacious patio, a cozy balcony, or a section of a larger yard. Containers can be arranged to define zones, guide movement, or create focal points, depending on the space. Start by identifying anchor points for your design. Large pots with statement plants can serve as visual anchors, grounding the space and providing height and structure. Place these in corners at entryways or along borders to frame the layout. Medium and smaller pots can be grouped in clusters around these anchors, creating layers and depth that feel natural and balanced. Varying the height of pots adds dimension and visual interest. Use pedestals, plant stands, or tiered arrangements to elevate smaller pots and create a sense of flow. For a more organic look, stagger the placement of pots so that taller plants are in the back, mid-height plants fill the center, and trailing plants spill over the edges in the foreground. Consider pathways and seating areas when arranging pots. Containers can line walkways, creating a sense of direction, or be grouped around seating to enhance comfort and privacy. For a seamless look, incorporate containers that blend with the surrounding landscape, using complementary colors and materials. Choosing the right containers for style and function. The containers themselves play a significant role in defining the garden style. Whether you prefer a sleek modern aesthetic, a rustic farmhouse feel, or a bohemian vibe, there are pots to suit every taste. For a modern look, opt for minimalist pots made of concrete, metal, or fiberglass. These materials are durable, weather-resistant, and offer clean lines that pair well with architectural plants like succulents or ornamental grasses. In contrast, terracotta pots bring warmth and texture to rustic or Mediterranean-inspired designs, complementing traditional flowers and herbs. Glazed ceramic pots add color and shine, acting as decorative elements in their own right. Choose pots with bold patterns or rich hues to create focal points, or stick to a cohesive palette for a more unified look. Wooden containers, such as cedar or reclaimed wood planters, lend a natural charm and work well with leafy green plants and cottage-style gardens. When selecting containers, prioritize functionality alongside style. Pots should have proper drainage holes to prevent waterlogging, and the materials should be appropriate for the climate. Lightweight materials like plastic or fiberglass are easy to move, while heavier materials like stone or concrete provide stability for larger plants. Selecting plants for a vibrant and lush oasis. The beauty of a container garden lies in its versatility. You can mix and match plants of various sizes, shapes, and colors to create a space that feels dynamic and full of life. Start with a combination of foliage plants, flowering plants, and trailing vines to achieve a balance of textures and tones. For dramatic impact, use tall plants like palms, fiddle-leaf figs, or bird of paradise as centerpieces. These plants add height and create a lush, tropical vibe. For smaller spaces, compact varieties like dwarf olive trees or bamboo work well, providing structure without overwhelming the area. Add mid-sized plants like ferns, coleus, or ornamental grasses for texture and volume. These plants fill the space around taller specimens and bring vibrant foliage patterns into the mix. Flowering plants like geraniums, petunias, and marigolds add pops of color and seasonal interest, making the garden feel lively and ever-changing. Trailing plants like ivy, creeping jenny, or sweet potato vine soften the edges of containers and create a cascading effect that adds movement to the design. Pair these with upright plants for a dynamic look that draws the eye from top to bottom. When selecting plants, consider their light and water requirements to ensure they thrive together. Group sun-loving plants in bright areas and shade-loving varieties in cooler, sheltered spots. Use pots with built-in irrigation systems or group containers with similar needs to simplify maintenance. Incorporating seasonal variety. A container garden makes it easy to adapt the design to the changing seasons. In spring, fill pots with bulbs like tulips, daffodils, and hyacinths for a burst of color. These flowers thrive in cool temperatures and set a cheerful tone for the garden. As the weather warms, swap spring blooms for summer favorites like zinnias, hibiscus, and lantanas, which thrive in the heat and offer long-lasting color. In fall, transition to plants with warm tones and interesting textures. Chrysanthemums, asters, and ornamental kale bring autumnal beauty, while grasses like fountain grass or switchgrass add a feathery, wind-swept element. Add small pumpkins or gourds to the containers for a seasonal touch. During winter, evergreen plants like junipers, dwarf pines, or holly keep the garden looking vibrant. Pair these with branches of red-twig dogwood or dried grasses for added texture and interest. Twinkling lights or ornaments can enhance the festive atmosphere, turning the container garden into a winter wonderland. Using containers to create privacy and define spaces. Containers are a versatile tool for creating privacy and defining areas within a garden. Use tall plants in large pots to form natural screens around seating areas or along property lines. Bamboo, horsetail or tall grasses like miscanthus are excellent choices for this purpose, as they grow densely and sway gracefully in the breeze. For patios or balconies with limited space, vertical arrangements make excellent privacy screens. Use wall-mounted planters, hanging baskets, or tiered plant stands to add layers of greenery while maximizing floor space, enhancing the design with decorative elements. Adding decorative touches elevates the overall look of the container garden and makes the space feel personal and unique. Incorporate elements like lanterns, wind chimes, or small statues to complement the plants and enhance the atmosphere. A water feature, such as a tabletop fountain or a small pond pot, brings the soothing sound of running water to the garden. Surround the fountain with pots of moisture-loving plants like ferns or hostas to create a serene, spa-like vibe. Lighting is another key element in creating ambience. String lights draped through trees or along pergolas add a magical touch, while solar-powered lanterns placed among the pots provide soft, inviting illumination after sunset. Spotlights can highlight particularly beautiful plants or arrangements, drawing attention to their textures and colors. Caring for a thriving container garden. Proper care is essential to maintaining a vibrant and healthy container garden. Regular watering is crucial, as pots dry out more quickly than in-ground gardens. Water deeply to ensure roots receive adequate moisture, and use saucers or trays to catch excess water and prevent messes on patios or balconies. Fertilizing every few weeks keeps plants healthy and encourages growth. Use a balanced water-soluble fertilizer for most plants, or a bloom-boosting formula for flowering varieties. For long-term success, refresh the soil in pots annually and repot plants as needed to prevent overcrowding. Pruning and deadheading are vital for keeping the garden tidy and promoting continuous blooms. Remove spent flowers and trim back leggy growth to maintain the shape and vitality of plants. For trailing or climbing varieties, train vines onto supports or trim them as necessary to keep them contained. Creating a sustainable oasis. A sustainable container garden benefits the environment while remaining beautiful and functional. Choose native plants or drought-tolerant varieties to reduce water usage and support local ecosystems. Incorporate recycled materials into the design, such as repurposed containers or planters made from reclaimed wood. Composting kitchen scraps and using organic fertilizers enriches the soil naturally and reduces waste. Installing a rain barrel to collect water for irrigation is another eco-friendly option, ensuring that your garden thrives while conserving resources. A container garden filled with beautiful flower pots and lush greenery is a versatile and rewarding way to transform any outdoor space into a true oasis. With careful planning, creative design, and consistent care, your garden can become a sanctuary of beauty and tranquility. Thank you for joining us on Outdoor Oasis Ideas. If you found inspiration in these ideas for creating a potted garden retreat, please subscribe for more tips and insights on crafting stunning outdoor spaces. Happy gardening, and we'll see you in the next video.